all started when we realized that the consumer demand is shifting towards a lot of different directions. There is a big opportunity to meet what consumers need. So we started seeing that now consumers want a lot more fastest delivery. They want the next day delivery, the 2 days delivery, the 2-hour windows delivery that maybe you find or you don't find is too long. So consumers started wanting things instantly. So this is number one, a trend that is happening around us. Number two, consumers want something, their products and whatever they buy to be a lot more personalized. It's not anymore the generation of generic advertisements, it's not the generation of generic product offering, and this is another opportunity and shift that we see over here. And last, there is everybody puts a lot of attention in having a great customer experience, being able to understand end-to-end what products you're offering, are they available, how do you deliver them, how does the service look like. So all these three together, the fact that people want things instantly, they want them now, exactly whenever they want them. They want things just for them and what's the right products for them. And also the fact that they want an experience to be great end-to-end, creating an opportunity to build a platform that then allows to bring all this together. So you bring a platform where you bring supplier support, you build personalized assortment and a very curated assortment and experience for the consumers. And also you can build a network in the big cities that allows to deliver within a very quick time to the consumers at any point of time what they want and when they need it. So JOKR is in essence a platform that allows to do this process, allows to bring consumers closer to the product they want when they need them and to get them delivered to them instantly.
So doesn't this kind of already exist? Like there's some marketplaces, vertical integration are kind of some of the words I've heard thrown around. Like, what are you guys doing that's a little bit different than what's already open?
So marketplace is an interesting 1.0 version of what we are doing. Is by no means a platform and by no means solves most of these things that I mentioned. So marketplace, first of all, and I come from a business of marketplace. We've been building Delivery Hero, which is a food delivery marketplace, very similar to DoorDash or Uber Eats. And you realize that in marketplace you have no control over the supply. You can bring as much supply as you need, but by no means you have control of the supply. No control over the quality of the supply and the products and whatever is there. So us versus marketplace, first of all, we have control over the supply. We know what consumers want, we know what consumers need in any specific location, and then we can make sure that we have this available. Number two is, we are vertically integrated, and that allows us to control the margin. That means we don't have to charge high prices to the consumers to survive and make sure that the economics work out of this experience. So us versus the marketplace also provide an extra benefit to the customer that allows them to get a great product at a very fair price. And number three is we manage to control the experience end-to-end. We know what products are available, when to put them available, how to deliver them, how to manage the workforce, which is very hard to do when you don't control everything end-to-end, vertically integrated. Having said that, I would say there's also benefits over, there's also complexities to run something that's vertically integrated. It does require capital, and that's what puts us ahead of, I would say, that we have managed to raise a lot of capital, we have a lot of trusted investors, and we can enter a market that it's hard to, once you're a leader, to have any other players entering and being able to complete at that level of execution. And then it's of course the execution and the operational complexity, which I think it's easy to solve or come around it when you have a very experienced team that have done this before.
Yeah, so very, very difficult, takes a lot of money. I heard a rumor that people have thrown this around that this business doesn't actually work, that people say they're unprofitable. Like, is that true? Does JOKR actually make money? Like, is it a profitable business? Like,
I mean, a hater is gonna hate, but truth is, sorry, Werber. Nothing personal in here. Every business, I think, that starts, you have to take you need to invest money to make a return, right? And I think it's very clear that you need, in Greece we say you need to break eggs to make an omelette. But if you think of this model, and correct me or feel free to raise your hand if you think something is not relevant, but in the US already now, after less than a year of operations, we see a basket size close to $40. As we scale and we mature, that $40 will have an additional 20 to 30% additional revenue we can generate from advertising and delivery fees. So this is extra that gets us probably, I'm not going to make the math, but you can probably make the math. There is 60% COGS, and that by the time we have scale, we can have very good margins from the suppliers. We work with local suppliers. We are vertically integrated. So we have 60% margin and about 20% from the product.
The cost of the product. So
that's correct.
Like the food, the groceries,
the
all
product
that
margin. Correct. And then there is another 20% that goes for the fulfillment of the order. That is what we expect at the full utilization of our fleet in the US. In other emerging markets, that could be as low as 10%. So if you think about the average order value plus the 20-30% of advertising revenue, delivery fees, minus product costs and fulfillment costs, that leaves at maturity a net revenue of 40% per order. And that revenue you can then invest into acquiring your customers, paying back the stores and all this. So in my point of view, this is the most profitable model that is out there compared to the marketplace and anything else. Of course it requires investment, of course it requires scale to reach the efficiency, but for me there is a very clear path how to get there.
Yeah, and I think you guys, JOKR launched, I think, 10 countries, kind of at one point, 10 different cities or 50 different cities in 10 different countries. It was impressive, but it takes a lot of resources to do that.
It does take. But with our team, we're 5 founders and we have a lot more people in the management team. We've all built global businesses together, and there is a lot of knowledge we have accumulated from all the years we worked together that we could replicate and put in place. We had access to great talent, we had access to capital, and also we knew how we can work with multiple countries and people together in parallel to solve the problem. Because usually you start with one city, it takes you a long time to figure out the processes and optimize and move to the next step. For us, we have 5 people across the world solving the same problem at the same time. And 5 is, I think, it's a lot more than that. So we could build a business and bring the business to maturity at half the time or a third of the time compared to any other company out there.
So how many employees now are you guys at?
We are at 600 employees, the management employees, and there is about 3,000 associates, so pickers, riders, shift managers, the people who run our stores. They're also employees.
So you're spending all this money to get people to come and start using JOKR. How do you know they're going to stick around and keep using it? Because they could take advantage of the marketing that you're spending. You're giving them a little bit discount, just leave and never come back. How do you know you can build a sustainable business around that?
So it's retention rate. This is for us our proof that this model is something that there is a lot of demand out there. Consumers want it. And we see this with the numbers. We have 40% long-term retention rate, and that is 5 times that of Instacart. It's more than that of Amazon. We see consumers keep coming back again and again, and at a very high frequency, which is a very clear proof and indication that the model works. Consumers want these products. There is a clear trend moving to quick commerce and instant delivery. People want a great experience. People do want personalized experience. So
I think there's, why can't anyone else just do this? There's tons of other businesses, there's marketplaces, there's Amazon, there's Walmart, there's existing grocery stores. Why can't other people just start offering 15 minutes delivery also? It seems like it's a good business, it's very profitable. Why is no one else doing it?
Especially for the retail stores, I think there is absolutely great opportunity. We have lots of retail stores and big retail players we've been speaking with, and they are very interested in investing and getting into this model. We had lots of discussions trying to evaluate whether that would make sense for us, yes or no. But the truth is that it's a complex business. For a retail store, you can't just from one day to the other because you have the supermarket or the infrastructure switch to a personalized model. For us, the way we set up this, and I mentioned in the beginning, we are setting up a platform. For us, the space and the store or the dark store, whatever you want to call it, is a means to an end. The way we arrange the products is such that allows us to be very efficient when we do the picking operations. We don't care that things are thematic and easy to find. We have an app that tells the picker where exactly to pick what, and how long will it take, and how we can fit more products into these shelves in the same square meters. So we utilize the space in a very different way. The way we run our supply chain is very different. So in a store or in a supermarket, you deliver once a day because you don't want to interrupt your customers who come in and they want to buy their products. For us, it's not this. We can literally resupply the full store twice or three times a day. On a Monday morning, you can have a very different assortment than what you have in the evening. And we do not care whether that looks nice or not to the consumer, because the consumer sees the app. For us, it's all about how can we make the operations more efficiently? How can we flow as many dollars and products inside the same square meters? And I think the store has a very big constraint in there. And I think that's what makes the difference. And that's why you need to rely on tech and build a platform. It's not just running a small convenience store.
So is 100% of all e-commerce and every form of online shopping, is it all going to be dark stores in the future? Like, is that a fair assumption, or?
I would say that I still believe in the offline experience. I think brick and mortar is a big thing. It's not going to go away. People want to go to the shops, but judging also by myself, when you get the opportunity to have a great experience online, you can then choose your time and how you want to invest your time throughout your day. I heard in a previous panel that people of convenience, yes, that's absolutely true, but after COVID, will people still keep using this app? Well, I think after COVID, yes, people want to go out, but you'd rather go out to have coffee and dinner with your friends rather than going to the supermarket, in my opinion. And I do believe that retail stores are going to be there. They're going to fulfill a very different need, but consumers are moving more towards instant, towards convenience. And going to a retail store, it's adding not necessarily value into people's life. So we want to take away this and create a great experience. And the reason why this experience is not as great yet is because none of the online apps you can use it to discover products. None of these apps are curated towards what you like and what products you have been using before. And this is the reason why we believe this is a big opportunity and why this is different. Will this replace fully brick and mortar or offline? I do not think so, but it's going to be a big complementary channel alongside that.
So do you think, should we be concerned about any kind of negative externalities from quick commerce 15-minute delivery? Like anything we should be worried about, or?
I wouldn't say. I feel, and there has been a lot of discussions going on whether quick commerce is good or bad for the cities. I personally find it's actually beneficial for the cities. We're utilizing spaces that would be empty otherwise, retail spaces that would be empty. Even in New York City, the spaces we have been empty for months.
More tax revenue for the city.
Exactly. This is great revenue both for the retailers, for the city. We are having a space for all our employees to be staying within the store. So the riders are not on the streets. We keep all the bikes inside. So the whole experience is actually a very neat and very well organized experience for the city. It's nice advertising. We take care of all the employees who have like a space to stay and be within the city. So overall, I would say I don't see a risk with enabling this model a lot more.
And it's all electric vehicles, like electric bikes and scooters, or like all your delivery is a little bit more sustainable, better for the environment.
Exactly. So we do deliver with electric bikes. We can also deliver by food or cars or whatever is the most sustainable for the city. And we do want to make sure that it is better for the city. I know there's been also a lot of discussion whether is the e-bike the right means yes or no, but we do use mechanical bikes as well when we see that this is the most suitable way of transport for within the city. So yes, in essence, I think we do make the city much better off. And I've heard an example for New York. There's been a lot of conversation about the e-bikes, and many of the bigger players are actually using trucks to deliver trucks or small vans. They use them as a cross-docking stations within the city or to deliver to the consumers. And I've been having this conversation of, do people really believe that the e-bikes are more dangerous than a truck, an additional truck or a car being on the streets? And my answer would be no, the e-bikes are actually do help the city and the operations.
Yeah, and I think you guys don't use on-demand riders. They're all salaried, right? And they're the full-time and benefits, all that stuff.
That is actually true. We do employ all the riders. There are W2 skiers in the US. And the way we make it work is a bunch of different things that come into play. First of all, we deliver within a polygon that is not too far away. So the riders are very close to come back to the store. And that minimizes the idle time the rider is coming back without having to do being productive. On top of that, we use a lot of data to understand how our demand fluctuates, and we only schedule and have people work during the times where we need them. And as a next step that we're launching now is we are starting to use a task-based management system for how we manage our employees, so that the moment a rider comes back from the delivery and there is no other delivery for them to pick up, they can help us organize the store. So we can assign them the next task. So we know every person who works for an 8-hour shift, they will have a list of tasks to do. Some of them will have to be immediate and they have to take care of first, like going out for a delivery. Some others they can do the moment they have idle time. So what we can do, and it's not possible to do with the retail or any other model, is we can manage effectively, and with making it also better for the people, we can manage the time so there is very little idle time. We have the highest utilization, and that also helps us decrease the whole cost element when it comes to fulfilling the orders.
I did not know that you were doing that with the riders actually help in the store. That's awesome. It all sounds like very ambitious, very difficult to execute on. I think you talked a little bit about the team, but you guys have kind of done this before, right? Tell me about why you thought you could do this back on the team, all that kind of stuff.
So yes, I think the team is our biggest weapon and secret here, and the reason for that is with all 5 founders, and there is an extensive leadership team that we've been working along, but with the founders especially, we've been working together for the last over 8 years. I've worked with them for 8 years, and I've been the one who was the least with each one of them. We are very complementary in terms of skill set. So each of us has an area of expertise that is very complementary with what every other person is doing. We've launched Foodpanda. We started Foodpanda, which eventually merged with Delivery Hero, which is one of the biggest food delivery marketplaces in the world. And we've taken the company from seed to public. And throughout this process, we've done a lot of M&As, we've seen a lot of other tech platforms. Also during our time at SoftBank, we got a chance to interact with a lot of companies. And there is so much knowledge and so many things we've seen that we've said, oh, we wish we knew this earlier, and we haven't had to go through this lengthy process of figuring out the mistake and to fix them. And lots of them you recognize along the way, and it's already too late to fix because you already have that much scale that is very hard to rebuild something and rebuild infrastructure from scratch. So we have lots of experience on this particular industry. We have lots of experience with tech companies, and that was for us an opportunity, and we very much love working with each other. It's a team that works very nicely together. We don't have to spend time figuring out who does what and why and all these things. So it comes well together, and we can focus into building the right infrastructure and putting the right pieces in place from to build a sustainable business as we scale. So I think this is the biggest asset we had. And throughout the world, we had a very big network, and part of the reason we're 600 people within just a year has been leveraging of the network and the people we've worked with and share the same values as we do.
Yeah, very impressive. Anything you could share about what we might expect from JOKR this year? Anything exciting to be on the lookout for?
So we are continuing growing, so we're not gonna, that's gonna be the same pace, and we wanna make sure that we keep on introducing more and more consumers into quick commerce and improving the assortment, and even make it even more hyper-localized for every specific store that we operate. A big one is coming. We have a new app launching very soon, and this app, I think, is just the beginning of creating and putting together this tech platform, the hyper-personalization, even the how the website and how the app structure and the app components will look like, let alone the products and the assortment that is being shown in the campaigns to the consumers. They are going to be all curated towards every customer and every profile of our users. So this is for us only the start, and there is a lot more to follow with suppliers and building a platform for a lot of more local suppliers to be able to sell the products through JOKR. And not just having to work with large CPGs and make this easier, and adding a lot of fresh and working with farmers and vertically integrating even further in the chain. So there's a lot of exciting things coming in 2022.
Yeah, sounds like it. I think I just got told we were out of time, so it was awesome talking and learning more about JOKR and quick
Same
commerce.
here. Thank you, Turner.
Thank you.